Buenos dias. What's up, guys? Okay, so since the last time I made a video, um, which was like 3 weeks ago or so, um, I've lost quite a bit of weight, quite a bit of fat. But basically, I wanted to make another kind of like an updated video of what I've been eating. And so, so basically, after I got to 190 pounds, getting from 190 to 180, which eventually got me to 20% body fat. I had to make a couple adjustments. Now, another reason why I think I kind of stalled for about 2 weeks at 180 was there's a lot of parties and a lot of events, holidays, in the last couple weeks. So I kind of stalled at 180 for a couple weeks. Um, and I wasn't able to lose any weight, basically, any fat. Um, but after since last Sunday, I modified my diet a little bit, what I'm eating. And what I've been doing so far since last Sunday till now, I've lost uh, almost another 4 pounds ish and 0.5% body fat. So now I'm at 19.5% body fat. And I'm at enough of a deficit that I know that if I continue eating what I'm eating now, I will get to my eventual goal of 15%. It's just going to be a matter of time and being consistent, with my exercises and what I'm eating. But anyways, I just wanted to update you on that. And now I'll show you kind of like what I've been eating, in the last in the last week. And I'm going to be eating this basically every single day, except for maybe Saturdays when, I'll take my kids out to eat or something like that. But so, first things first, again, start off the day with the creatine, 10, 15, 20 grams, depending on the day, depending on how tired I am, if I got enough sleep or not. There's been a lot of really good studies that creatine shows that if you've got sleep deprivation, it helps boost or kind of minimize those effects. The more that you take. So I shoot for 10 grams if I'm feeling good, if I have enough sleep, and I'll increase it a little bit depending on how well I slept or, how I didn't sleep. So anyways, so yeah, wake up at 5, take my creatine. Then at first break at work, I'll still have my mate. Mate is honestly my favorite form of caffeine. Again, I've talked about this before, but besides it being part of my culture, I've personally seen this to be the form of caffeine that makes me feel the best and makes me feel like the most satisfied. Where, like, for example, black coffee or even energy drinks and stuff like that, which I wouldn't recommend just because, especially if you're trying to drink it in the morning and you're trying to prolong an intermittent fast. Um, Energy drinks also they will result in like your metabolism and like break your fast basically. But like black coffee or mate have so little calories that it wouldn't. And so this would still be okay during like, not to break your fast, if that makes sense. But the reason why I like mate more than black coffee as well is because black coffee, I've noticed that like it gives me that caffeine boost, but it dies off very quickly. And then I feel tired again. You know what I mean? Whereas mate, it feels like I'm getting that energy, that caffeine boost, like, you know, in a good, moderate sort of level. And then it stays for a longer period of time. And I don't feel a crash at all. And so I really prefer this just because, again, I just feel better when I drink mate. So I like that. So, anyways, that's going to be my breakfast, quote unquote. And then 10:30, when is my first break, I'll have my protein, and this is a bigger tub than the last one I had. I didn't even know this existed, so now I have this big boy and I love it. But yeah, I'll have my lunch. I'll have 2 cups of that, which equates to basically 50 grams of protein. And then I'll only drink it with water. So yeah, so the amount of calories, is about 260 calories for 50 grams of protein. Freaking amazing. And then I'll take my vitamins right after that. I'll take some of these vitamins right here. So I'll just take, so with these Nerd gummy clusters, which I've been enjoying, 16 pieces equates to about 16 pieces equates to 100 calories. So what I've been doing is dividing, those 16 pieces with my first lunch and my second lunch or my last break. And so I'll do 8 pieces. I will literally count them out. 8 pieces after my first shake. And then when I take my second shake, I'll have another 8 pieces. And so I have a little bit of a sweet, little treat right after my shake, which just tastes bland, obviously, because I don't add anything to it. But this has been helping me also just kind of like get a little bit of a sweetness factor, which I've been enjoying. So yeah, and then after that, I'll actually have, so on my way either home or to the gym, depending on the day, I'll have 3 slices or wedges of watermelon. That gives me a little bit of a boost as well, and just like a sweetness factor, especially in this heat that we've been having lately in Utah, where it makes me feel nice and satisfied and a little, hydrated as well to go to the gym or whatever I'm going to do right after. And those 3 wedges is about 99 calories. So yeah. And then after I finish my workout or, whatever it is, then I'll have my actual dinner, which is, so the same hamburger patties I showed off before. I'll have 2 of these, okay? And then I'll have 5 eggs. So, yeah. So these hamburger patties, these eggs will boost me up to about 67, 70-ish percent or 70 like grams of protein, and will give me, that nice amount of calories, but still stay under my in a good deficit after all of the exercise I do daily. And then I'll also have a Diet Coke. And this is something I added recently. I honestly couldn't believe it had 0 calories. I've never really been a fan of diet soda at all. And I haven't, it's funny because when I've tried diet soda before, I've always thought it was gross, but I think it's because I've always been a heavy soda drinker, or at least I enjoyed soda quite a bit. And so, diet soda was always so gross to me. But because I haven't had soda, normal soda, in a long time, and my body's just completely like, honestly, I would drink normal soda and I just didn't like it as much anymore because I've just been in this journey of like, really taking care of my body and like what I put in my mouth for so long that I tried this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So I really enjoy 1 can of Diet Coke with my lunch, or I guess dinner or whatever. And again, 0 calories. And that gives me a nice little sweetness factor afterwards. So anyways, yeah. So 2 hamburger patties, 5 eggs, Diet Coke. That's my dinner. And again, I reach with that and everything else I've eaten before that. I have surpassed my protein goal that I need to get to. And I've also been able to, I'm still in a very comfortable spot as a deficit with my calories. And then the last thing I'll eat, this has been my favorite treat recently. And I'll have one of these packets of frosted hot fudge sundae. So yeah, so this will be the last thing I'll eat in the day, and my favorite treat, I guess you could say. And again, everything I just showed you is help it. Basically, I'm like 300 to 400 calories of a deficit. Sometimes a little bit more depending on how much exercise I do, or weightlifting and stuff like that. But this is where I'm at, is with what I'm eating, Sunday to Friday since the last week. And it's been helping me a ton. I've been, you know, back on that fat loss, sort of train. And I'm excited to see how far I can take it with this kind of food, because so far with this, I know I can get to at least 160 pounds and hopefully 15% body fat, with just sticking to this diet. And again, I'm getting all the protein I need. I'm getting all the nutrients and vitamins I need from the actual food. I'm getting, a healthy amount of caffeine. I feel great. I feel energized. I feel satisfied in every sense. So yeah, so basically I could do this forever, basically, you know what I mean? But yeah, but that's basically where I'm at right now. Yeah. So next video, we'll see where I get to or where I'm at. But yeah, that was it for today. So thank you for joining me. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.